Hi everyone, this is Jules. So I have been wanting to do this tutorial for the longest time on my Frayed Fabric flowers that I've done in the past. The last time I think I showed it was in my Halloween mini that I did for a friend of mine, and I think since then I've been trying to do it and I just haven't, but I just wanted to show you a couple that I've done. This is actually a napkin, like a cloth napkin, dining napkin, and it's a very thick fabric. I've had these, I've been making a few of these here and there for Miss Amy and her mom Donna. I'll put their YouTube channels down below, and I'm sure you guys know who they are. And I've been trying to put some together for them for the longest time, and I have a little bag that is like, I don't know, quarter way full of flowers. So I just want to show you how simple these are to make. I also made some like flower centers, but I don't know if I want to do those. I don't know. We'll see. So with the cloth, the fraying with the cloth, basically, since these are these are going to fray anyways when they get cut, because that's the kind of fabric that it is. And you can see how thick the threading of the fabric is. So once what I do is that I cut them all in strips, and then if I know what like length that I want them or what thickness, like this one here is probably a full inch. So this one is like an inch and like a quarter, let's see, an inch and a half actually. So normally when I cut them into strips, I just start pulling away at all of these. You see how these they just pull apart, and these are so easy to do. All we get is all these little strings, and then they start to fray. You see that? This side will do it too, but just be careful with trying not to pull them. And now sometimes I just snip them off, and that way they don't get in my way, and I just try and be careful with not pulling anything on that side. So sometimes I'll do like 2 or 3 at a time, 2 or 3 like little strings, and you just pull them all apart. And when you pull them all apart, then you start to stitch it. And you can use your sewing machine if you're a sewer, or you can do them by hand. And I've done them by hand before, obviously I've done them by hand. Really, I've done them only by hand when I do these kinds. And all you do is the running stitch, and I've done that demonstration on my jewel box flowers that I make. So it's exactly the same way. You would stitch it on the other end. Okay, this is the frayed side here. So you stitch it on this end here, up this way, and once you stitch it, like I just did the running stitch, and all of it's on the needle. So you do the running stitch, and it'll be one circular piece. Now before I take this off, I want to show you another way. There's some other fabrics out there that, like my muslin. I do a lot of muslin stuff too. And muslin is very easy to do some regular cotton fabrics. Like this one here is a regular cotton fabric, and it has stars on it, and it's a kind of a country theme, like primitive kind of a design. And I really like those, that kind of design. But a lot of your cotton prints or cotton plains, to be able to get the frayed look naturally, you do a snip in the fabric, and then you make sure that you grab both pieces really well, okay? You just start pulling, and then you yank quickly, like ripping the Band-Aid off, and then you'll start to get this frayed fabric piece or design right here. Now, I already did this side, obviously, but I'm just showing you for the demonstration. So I just start pulling away at several of these strings. And then once I have the fray look that I want, as far as how much of the fraying I want, like this one's a little bit of a thinner fray. This one's a thicker, a little bit wider. So once I know where I want it, then I start doing the running stitch. And then that's how I get my flower. And here's a muslin flower that I made, and I just backed it with canvas. And I use canvas sometimes for the support of the flower if it's a very flimsy kind of a fabric, and muslin kind of is, but it's not too bad. I would have done well with just a paper backing. And I just added a button in the center there, and that's it. So here's the running stitch here, And that's exactly the same way as I've done it in my previous video with the laces and the fabrics and the paper flowers and stuff. Yeah, I haven't seen too much when I first did that video. I haven't seen a lot of combination of lace, fabric, and paper flowers into one whole flower. And I'm really glad to have seen so many of you guys try it, and you guys have done such a great job, and I really just enjoyed seeing that. So when you do your running stitch and you pull it all the way through, you see how it'll form this circular flower there. Now sometimes I joined the ends, but you don't really have to. I do it only for the support of the flower. So, oops, I have way too much thread on this needle, so I have to apologize. I'll skip through this. One thing that I didn't tell you guys is that sometimes I don't care to match my thread to the color of the fabric that I'm using. But it's good too, because you don't want a lot of it, like something's contrasting like this, to show, but I'm doing this just to demo for the demonstration. So I'm just going to cut that off. And then basically here is your flower. And I did it a little bit looser, but you get the gist of it, where it's just, yeah, it's a little bit messy, but I just did it just to show you really quick how to kind of get the circular pattern here, and then you just decorate it with whatever you want. A button, pearls, or whatever. You see that? So it's not a big deal. It's not even going to show whatever is in the center. See how it looks a little lopsided? It's not a big deal. And I tend to have the seam on the down part. So I would normally put this, I would put this on a backing, because either I use manila or craft or canvas, and that just helps it to kind of keep a base. I want to kind of keep this even too, so. And once that's in there, I put some in the center. Oh, and I'm going to use this flower here. And you can design whatever. Put your feathers in the back, your sequin, pearls, string of pearls, like these little guys. You can put it on the back side of your flowers. You can also use like these flat marbles. You can do that if there's not anything like funny showing underneath it. But there's a flower that's so easy, and it's nice and flat, where it's not going to take too much bulk on a scrapbook page or in a book, mini book. Okay,